kind of where we're at. There's no reason to really dive into what characters are doing what, but Anita is going to be, me, my character, is going to be kind of leading the series, but we're also going to give other characters way more space and kind of explore their connection to each other and to Anita. And yeah, I think that kind of quantifies what the series is about. Yeah.
We are shooting right now, so this is a little teaser that we made from just the first days of shooting, and let's just take a look and see what happens. All right.
Þetta gengur bara óslega hægt. Ég bara á sama hósi hann gerði þegar hann var með. Þú stu börn gráta. Þetta var ekkert grátur. Þessi hegðun þín, þetta bara ekki boði. Andi Salomons í klassinu. Ég sakna þig. Ég bara veitur að ég hata þig ekki. Brotin voru framan á Gullsendum. Það fósturheimili ömmu Anita. Hvað ert þú gamall? Komdu hérna! Ég er fyrir stund, ég ætla bara að segja það. Sættu þig. Þetta er búin að nota að tæma herbergið niðri. Af hverju? Mér finnst þetta bara að nota herbergið niðri. Ég tel einn. Hérna. Henni strax. Þú veist heilur. Það við alveg það ekkert enn. En þetta bara ekki lægi. Þetta ekki lægi.
Yeah, we are currently shooting, as I said. All three media is distributing the series. It has been sold to over 100 countries. We call this the second part because we are finishing the story. There won't be a third season. But all three media was eager to make the second season for it. We had the idea from the beginning how to do second season. And those who have seen the first season, they know that we do because we left many unanswered questions that we will definitely answer in this season.
Any questions or anything you'd like to? Yeah, no?
Yes. It will be broadcasted either in October or December next year.
I want to add that I think it's very important that even though we kind of sell it as a crime thriller, it's very important to think that we focus on the real fact that even criminals have, I won't say a reason, I will not say that you can justify their actions, but we need to understand that there's always a backstory and everyone was a baby at some point. And I think that's kind of, that's a very big a drive for us when we're writing this series, both series. And I hope it kind of comes through that nobody does anything because they're solely evil. They do it because they were unnurtured and some seeds were planted that perhaps were not allowed to grow fully. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
The next project is not Icelandic, but it's from Greenland. No, new. And it's called Okalu to Amik. I hope I'm right. Please welcome representative of the Danish producer, Emil Ertling. Thank you.
Welcome.
Yeah, my name is Emil Hertling-Peronar. I'm a producer from Greenland, and I've been asked to make this presentation today, although this is actually not my project. But I am very happy to present it to you because I think that it's very important. It's called Oralduamik, so your pronunciation was pitch perfect. And it's a documentary series about Greenland's history. It's created by two fantastic filmmakers, the director Nivi Pedersen and producer Mudi Kramer Bertelsen. Oralduamik means with a story, and one important thing to know about Greenland is that our stories were always told by outsiders. So the history that we're taught in school, the history that is considered the official history of Greenland and the Greenlandic people, has been documented, researched, and written by foreigners throughout all of history. Mostly Danish men who came up as anthropologists or missionaries or researchers, even up to the present day. So in Greenland there's right now a very big desire to change the perspective on our history and to turn the lens and to tell our stories ourselves. And that is what this project is aiming to do. Unfortunately, Nivi and Mudi couldn't be here today, but they have sent a video presentation that I think we should watch. So please go ahead.
Just want to share where I am right now. Isn't it beautiful? My motivation to make Oralduamik is curiosity. I don't feel like I know enough about Greenland, about my own country. My name is Nivi Pedersen, and I'm the director of Oralduamik. I want to make people curious of Greenlandic history by watching Oralduamik. I got the idea for the series when I started the University of Greenland in Nuuk, and it started with a frustration. Can we raise the bar of knowledge of our own country in an entertaining way, which isn't far away from the way knowledge used to be passed down. It used to be passed down through stories, myths, and they were to entertain, yes, on long nights, but also to share knowledge, understand the world we live in, understand ourselves. And that is what Oralduamik is. I want even a Greenlandic audience who think they know what Greenlandic history is about to be a bit surprised about what we know. And I'm using my own lack of knowledge in my country and asking all the stupid questions to get some really cool answers, hopefully. We use dramatizations, animation to show the mythic. It's a bit too windy on the next part, but what I'm saying is that we use dramatizations, we use archive material, we use documentary recordings of experts in their field, so that could be either following a hunter, hearing a story from that, or from a biologist or a historian. And all these components will be framed in the overall narrative through a setup of Gafillanna. Gafillanna is the meeting point, a space from where all these narratives are hosted. I have to explain what a Gafillanna is. It's like an open house, but you don't, if you're invited to Gafillanna and they say we open at 1 to, I don't know, 6. Then it's not an invitation to arrive at 1 and leave at 6. You can have, in a small house, 100 people during one day coming in to have taxi, cake, and Greenlandic goods.
So this part is very
It's-
windy
you
as
can
well.
cut.
And what I'm saying is that you can have a small house with 100 people coming in and out throughout the day, and you celebrate anything with a gefistamla. You can celebrate a birth, a death, a baptism, wedding. You can celebrate anything, and we're going to use the organic way of coming in and out of this celebration as a way to introduce different experts, different topics, different stories, and going in and out of these different storytelling tools where we come back to the Gafishlamna. It's a starting and an end point for each story.
There are so many Greenlandic stories, so many people that want to share their knowledge with us. It's really hard to choose which stories to tell and which to exclude. And that just tells me that we're ready to tell our own story. We're ready to see and hear from our own perspective, however that can be interpreted, what our history is, who we are, what we come from, the good things and the bad things. And I want to show the Greenlandic history without being, without romanticizing. By being as close as one possibly can to facts. And what exactly does that even mean? That's the ambition with Oqaruttuamik, to show the Greenlandic history, to give a common frame of reference to our own story. And I hope you'll work with us in making that dream come true.
Taamattomik avaqutiqpissuit tamakku akissutsarsiumallutigit punasuliaruusuqorput. Kalallisut oqaatsigut taama nipeqarput. Let me introduce myself. My name is Muti Kramer-Patterson, and I am producer of Oqaruttuamik. We are looking for producer and co-producers for our projects, and wish we could be in Iceland now, but if you have any question or comments, you can always contact us. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Numingane from Nuuk. Bye-bye.
Yeah, just as a last note, I would just definitely encourage you all to reach out to these people. I think it's a fantastic team behind this project. Nivi is a documentary filmmaker, but she's also an actress. She had a main starring part in an Icelandic TV series called Thin Ice, and also in the most recent season of the Danish TV show Borgen on Netflix. And I think that she, with this project, which has been a really kind of more project for her for many years, is really pushing hard to make a new point of reference for future generations of Greenlanders, but also to people from the outside, to get a better understanding of Greenland's history and a more critical view on the history that we know already. So the website, which is just launched, is oqaruttuamik.com. In the program you can see how it's spelled. Yeah, so please do that and reach out to them. It is to be Greenland's most ambitious and biggest budget production of all time. So it has a rather long time frame. They're in development now and expect to finish and broadcast in 2027. The project is very heavily supported by all of Greenland, basically, from within the government system and all cultural funds. But it's really necessary for them now to look outside of Greenland and to find international sources of production funding, and that's where you all come into the picture. So please reach out, and you're also welcome to contact me if you need me to make an introduction. So on behalf of the whole team, thanks very much for your time.
Thank you, Ellen. So now the last project from before the coffee break. It's It's a project from the Faroe Island. Please, it's called The Disappearing Act. Please welcome Jon Hammer. He's here. We know him. Jon. And Guidam. I'm not sure the filmmaker is here. Anna, is there any representative of the project?
Let's, I think Bo is on the way, so...
Maybe we can have a break and...
Yeah, I was wondering if we could replay the first trailer out of this. I think we've got it covered. We're gonna check it. I think it's okay. Yes, we think so. Let's try it if we have a backup solution. So let's watch that trailer again. I'm gonna see how Bo is going. Or we're gonna take a break.
Þetta var seint 2014. Þá erum við komin upp í dómstildina þá og liðið bara á 100 sekúndur. Og eru svona aðra sem er að mæta leiknum. Já, og svo var það var í partí, partí, og kominn upp að mér og þarna segir mér að ég geti með bara styrstofn.
Síðan hann mætti þá við vorum svona að sýnta að þetta hann á heima í þessu umhverfi, það er einhver spurning.
He's a winner and he can relate to what we're feeling in different situations. You know, he doesn't have to control what we do. He just sometimes he lets us figure it out ourselves.
Ég veit ekki hvað það þýðir að vera vinnir. Ég skil að ég er talinn þér að það veit ekki alveg hvað var að baka það. En ef að þeir upplifa mig þannig, eins og þú múst að segja, þá er auðvitað að fá þá til þess að velta þeir. Þegar þeir trúa því svolítið að vera vinna.
Átjánda maí 2022. Gleymum honum ekki, sko.
Thank you. So let's have a break and let's come back like in 20 minutes. Thank you. Okay, so the next project, I mean the Island Faroe, they're going to come soon, but first it's going to be an Icelandic project, Ice Wind Music, with the famous French Icelandic Jean-Michel Roux and Frédéric Thor Fredriksson, the producer. So Jean-Michel prepares for us a little surprise. Please, Jean-Michel, welcome. And Frédéric, welcome.
Alors, oh yeah, we speak in English, but by the way, I can just tell you that I met Frédéric Boyer a long time ago in Paris. He was directing the best video club on earth.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, like
after Kim's video in New York. So.
Maybe.
Yes.
So, Frédéric.
Yeah, I'm Fredrik Thor Fredriksson, owner of Icelandic Film Corporation, and we intend to produce this guy, his next project. We have made several films together in the past, and I have a strong belief in this guy because he sees Iceland with a different point of view than we local people here. So I have great hope and trust that this film will be extraordinary stuff. Supernatural, at the same time very natural for me and him, because we are a little bit stupid guys and we see things differently from other people. So we already have co-producers from France and from Finland as well. So, but we are lacking Iceland, of course, because that's the last thing we have an application in the Icelandic Film Fund, so we expect answers in the next days, hopefully next week, so we can start preparing this stuff. So, Jan.
Before to show you some things that is unusual because the film is just in development, so nothing has been filmed yet. But on the advice of Anna Olavsdottir, she said, why don't you choose in your previous movies made in Iceland and Finland some parts who can give a taste of what will be the new project. So I was editing a sort of 4.5 minutes trailer. And then after that we can talk a little more about what is coming, what is cooking, and à tout de suite.
Sure, thank you.
Til þess að sjá þessar ósýnilegu verur, þá er ég að breyta sjóninni. Ég verða að fókusera augunum og eins og að bakka þeim aftar í höfuðið. Þá get ég séð heilsuljós, ég get séð álfólks, ég get séð álfa, verndara, tilvist álfa, drauga, geimvera, líf eftir dauðann. Ekkert af þessu hefur verið sannað, hvort það er til eða ekki til. Hið sama gildir Guð. Það har aldrei verið sannað hvort hann er til eða ekki til.
Og þá er leyndardómurinn í steininum. Steinn sem var opnað svona. Og svo er svo merkilegt að það er tónn í þessum steini sem passar alveg og það var að spila hérna.
Joka tapauksessa siinä on yhtä aikaa läsnä jotakin iloista, mitä tapahtuu kuolevan valtakunnassa. Hirveä surullinen perustunnelma, kauheita otuksia ja paljon kauneutta.
Leninlikko, sielunino, voimakekko, sinne lapseni saatan. Syö on. Toimenpita, toimenpita, kaukana, 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 maailma.
Me ollaan juuri levitetty Sibeliusta paljon, tehty muun muassa Sibeliuksen sydämeni laulu, joka kertoo nuoren pienen lapsen kuolemasta ja
Thank you. Jean-Michel, welcome back to tell us a little bit about this new project. What about the music? To tell us a little bit about.
With pleasure. You know, with Frédéric, we met a long time ago, and we always had in common passion for music.
Yeah.
And then Frédéric directed long time ago in '82 Rock in Reykjavik. That is a
classic.
Very important for the nation in Iceland as a historical moment. And by hazard, not by hazard, but a few years ago, he said, please don't ask me to produce you, but I didn't want. And 2 summers ago, he said, so what is your project? And then I explained to him, and we started to think it's good to collaborate together to do this project that is, it will be based on a long research all over the country and in Reykjavik too. I'm curious to meet people from all ages, I would say from 2 to 92, who practice music in Iceland, but who are not especially famous stars or musicians. I will collaborate too, I guess, with few professional musicians, adults, but it's interesting to understand why is there so much good music and good musicians in Iceland, in parallel to the fact to investigate a sort of metaphysical questions that what is music? And more simply, why is music so popular? So it will not be like a documentary with a live show and a few talks. It will be a sort of journey all over Iceland through all generations.
That's great. That's a fantastic idea. So you shot your first film in 2002 in Iceland. When was your first film?
So the first Icelandic movie I did was in '97.
Yes, exactly.
It was a half an hour documentary about elves in Iceland.
Yes, I remember. And but at this time you were using 16 millimeters. So now what kind of camera you will use? Because the technique is great in terms of video and what you can do now.
You're right. When I was younger, I was totally refusing the new technology. But I did this Finnish movie with the mini Alexia camera, and it's digital, but you can kill the ugly perfection of the digital things by tricking the camera, adding filters. So now I'm ready to use digital cameras.
Okay, good. And when are you planning to start to shoot? I mean, I suppose next year, end of next year? During winter, during summer?
The main idea is at least to film in 2 seasons. You know, in Iceland there is maybe just 2 seasons. So in winter time and in summer, because snow period is interesting for the light and the atmosphere, and summer nights are interesting too. I look to film some music playing outside, because it's possible to record outside musicians, except in case of a storm. But so if everything happened well, we could start to film next June.
Fantastic! It's a great idea. Good luck, Frédéric. Good luck, Jean-Michel.
Merci.
And let's be in touch.
Oui, absolutely.
Okay? Thank you very much. Okay. So we go back to the project from the Faroe Island. Disappearing Act, it's a documentary, it's in post-production. Please welcome Boo, Tam, okay, we know each other. And Jon Hammer is not here, but thank you, good to see you again.
See you as well. Hello everybody, nice to meet you. I just landed, just arrived, just made it from the Faroe Islands. Yes, I'm a musician and actor and director from the Faroe Islands. I've worked a lot with music, theater, and also film now. And I grew up in a family of actors, so both my parents were actors, my father a director as well, and had long careers in the Faroe Islands, and I grew up with that. 12 years ago, my mother began to lose her memory. I was the assistant director of that show, Purge by Sophie Oksanen, and that was the last performance she did. She was sort of the diva of the Faroe Islands, and since then she hasn't been on stage. But my father and me talked for many years with her as well about getting her on stage again for one last time, and this year we did that. She has severe memory loss, Alzheimer's. She can't remember any lines or anything. So we found a way to do the play with her, with a group of great actors and creative team. And that is what the documentary is about, that I'm working on. We recorded the entire process of this, putting off this play with all its challenges. And at the same time, we recorded my life, my problems, my family life and stuff like that, in order to create a film that doesn't just tell a story about, oh, here's this person who has Alzheimer's, but it's a story about family and how we deal with it, but also about the existential or spiritual part of losing your memory. What does it even mean to lose your memory, or what does memory mean, and how everything sort of disappears all the time. So many aspects. I've made this trailer quite quickly, but it should give you sort of an impression of what we're trying to achieve. We haven't finished recording yet, but we probably have sort of most of what we need, and soon we'll begin the editing process. Thank you.
Det känner jag inte. Ett annat sätt.
Minnet att jag också, va?
Ja, det är fantastiskt. Det är väldigt roligt. Det känner jag inte.
Så Viking said to village on this point, det är plats för folk om lite vets och samfunnet. Fast det viskar i samfunnet som människor. Därför är det lärt på att se det själv. Det är det sig är det läge att vara papper person som så för sig själv. Det är hans mening jag finner ofta så alltså är det läge att för en papper person lägger så gast för en maskin till läget.
Det spelar mig rent intuitivt. Så är det som som är vi att det kurar att och är så typ som mamma tror står i då så typ som blomstrar så att de männes så att de är glada samhällets folk om istället för att de sitter i en rumgångsan ensamma och släpper speglar följer att de inte lyckas som inne så på att han är absolut ingen i vilken är det
etisk rætt og det vil være etisk skarpt at ikke gjørs det. Ja, du får denne kokaklubben med det. Ja. Svarta kommer. Man har lukket prøve nå at bare sier det til texten och så pratar du att säga texten. Nu kvarter.
Herre, din har gjort meg fostra, elska. Og jeg svär i atter som sin söver. Vi at elska, ära, akta till.
Så ung. Så ung. Og så ung. Paris. Louise.
Ja.
Men så Eiffeltårnet. Ja. Du så Eiffeltårnet.
Ja.
Så du var sted.
Ja.
Først du oppe i tårnet? Var du helt der oppe?
Nei.
Du?
Touch.
Var du ikke? Hvor er det?
Dette Jesus ikke. Dette det.
Dette du?
Ja, det
Hvor er det sånn her drankere der?
Jeg vet ikke.
Nei, jeg vet den her, jeg.
Ja.
Hvor er det sånn? Dette drankere der?
Ja, litt drankere.
Ja, hvor er det der?
Han.
Hvor er det tatt der?
Jeg ser.
Hvor pikker det vel, hvor er det?
Nei.
Skal vi se?
Nei.
Ja, så.
Just.
Jeg har resten meg ved resten her. Jeg har resten mannen her. Jeg har mentene mannen.
Hva?
Resten. Jeg har drankeren her, av mentene.
Hva er?
Nei, av mentene her. Så finkeren som er her.
Ja.
Så skal finkeren som er her.
Ja.
Nei, her. Her. Resten der drankeren her, av mentene.
At det er.
Hvor er det?
Sinte opp. Langt.
Hva sørst du, mamma? Hva skal vi gjøre nå til det?
Kjømmer du ei atter? Aldri, 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 aldri,
Thank you. Oui. Thank you. So where are you in terms of editing, in post-production?
So as I said, we've recorded most of the stuff. We recorded the entire process of putting up this play. There's still some threads that we want to follow, but we're starting editing next year, early next year. And we'll do it in the way that I'm not very technical, so I'll write the script first and then go into the studio with an editor. Yeah.
It's going to be more than 90 minutes. It's going to be a little bit longer. Do you have an idea of the duration?
Yeah, I hope for it to be a long film. I like long films.
More than 2 hours?
Maybe 2 hours, maybe a bit longer. I don't know. We have a lot of material.
With the chapters?
Excuse me?
With the chapters?
Chapters, yeah. It's so the play we put up is a tragedy, King Lear, and it's in 5 acts. So I sort of want to use the tragedy form.
It's a good idea.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good luck for the film and the post-production. The next project is, I started, it's in pre-production, it's a documentary called Sisters. And I know we have Ósk Vilhjálmsdóttir here. Please welcome.
I see you avoided to say my name.
Yeah, it's my...
Let's hear it.
Please.
No.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yes. Hrafnhildur Gunnarsdóttir. Wow.
Thank you.
Okay.
So,
I wanted you to say it for me.
Yeah.
No. That's good.
No, Hrafnhildur
But welcome.
Gunnarsdóttir. You did well. Yeah, people know me by the length of my name. So.
Yeah.
Anyhow, I'm the producer of this project, and it's a very interesting film. And currently we are in the development phase, so we have just done some research shoots. And Ósk, it's a very personal project, so I'm always very interested in those. And I think it has a great potential. We are seeking co-producers from especially Southern Europe. We will shoot in Italy and France. So any European co-producers would be great. But let me hand it over to Ósk, who's going to tell you more about the project. Thank you.
Takk, Rabba. Yeah, so as Rabba told you, this is quite personal. There are 2 sisters. It's my mother and her sister Ragnhildur, Róska. They were both artists. They were both girls from a very socialist family, so they were brought up in this kind of belief that they should change the world, and the world could be changed through your act. They went, though, quite different paths, and actually I'm interested in this. I'm an artist myself. I'm interested in this because I'm exploring myself in a way. So maybe you change photo. Can I give her? Yeah. They were, even though they came from the same family, they were really different. They were as different as earth and fire. My mother was, in a way, introvert. Róska was very extrovert, for example. And they went very different paths. My mother lived in Iceland all the time. She was working with clay, like very earth connected. Róska was living most of her life in Rome. And they both got children. And you changed photo? Yeah. And they went very different paths with they were dealing with the role of the mother in a very different way. Well, this is actually a work that Róska gave my mother. It's from 1965. And the name of the work is Sisters. So she brought this to my mother. They were very connected as girls, but then that broke. And it never healed, so the relation was toxic. I feel like I was born in a kind of a crack between left and right. I was very attached to Róska. We were good friends, but I could feel like she was a forbidden fruit for me. So I'm also dealing with that. This work has been on my home all the time, and I've been finding it very mysterious and all the time, and it has been like provoking my fantasy in many directions. And as I told you, I was born in the gap between right and left. My mother's people, they were socialist, but my father comes from a very bourgeois family, and where woman is a woman and man is a man, and things are the way they should be. So I always needed to take position, and this is something that makes a kind of a crack inside yourself. So here they are, just to give you a little idea. You know, they are posing. They were both used as models, so they were posing, and the photographer would pose them in a very different way. Next one. They were both having marriage. They both married, and they were dealing with it in a very different way. This marriage only lasted for 2 years or something like that. They are probably from the same year, these photographs. My mother is two years younger, and this marriage lasted all their life. My father just passed away, so they were marrying all life. And my mother had to make a lot of compromises. She became depressive. This lady, she died at the age of 56. And next one, please. And just you can roll it up further. I'm going to be quick. It's just to show that we will use images. This is myself with my mother. Next one. The other one was already, she had a child, she left it, she went to Rome, she is having a red flag there, she went even into political movements. Next one, and this is her in Rome. Would be, next one please. This is a work of Roska, she is here, it's exhibition 1967. She is making the poster for the works, this is one of her work. She became a painter and was a good painter actually. Next one, please. This is from 65 or something. It's called Color TV. It was long before the TV. It's like a three-dimensional work. It's long before you had that color TV actually. Next one, please. And then Roska found that she was actually gaining attention as a visual artist, as a painter, but she felt like painting is the most bourgeois in the world. So she left that field and she went into filmmaking and posters, and she was actually designing the Neisti in Iceland in the left-wing paper, and also in Rome. So she kind of was always reinventing her way of working. And next one, please. And this is just an interview of her, because she was making the first female artist to make a full-length film in Iceland. Next one, please. And another, because we are talking about the French connection. See, this is something we know, little Isa Sigurjónsdóttir is investigating on this. She spent time in Paris, and she was photographing this gay scene, and it's a very interesting part of her work. Next one, please. And this is my mother. She's very earthly. She's working in her studio, always alone. Next one, please. She makes works that you can show she is claustrophobic in her role as a mother, and she became depressive, as I told you. And next one, please. And she got not so much attention. She was though participating a lot. You can see next one, please. But there she is. She's kind of working still on it, and she's becoming interested in nature conservation and is battling against the like a river being harnessed in Þjórsá for hydroelectric power plants. So she makes works with clay, and she's making like rituals. Next one, please. And this is her right now. And actually it's interesting because she's been like invisible, almost like in the Icelandic art scene, but right now she's recognized. And this happened after me and Hrafn, we started working. The National Gallery is buying her works, all of a sudden her installations, and Reykjavik Art Museum is showing her as a key artist for the next year, because they are reinventing women part in the art history in Iceland. So I'm trying to talk fast because I know we have little time.
What's the film about?
So the film is about what I'm interested in this film, and why I am looking at them. I'm interested also because I am interested in politics myself and in political situation, and I can feel the tension today, and it is totally reminding me of my childhood. And in the pandemic, I was not in my studio. I'm a visual artist like them. I was just starting to write, and I was writing all day long. We were on the countryside, and I was writing scenes, and I didn't know what to do with it. Am I publishing a book? What am I doing? I was getting back to myself, trying to understand the society of today, because there is a kind of, the political tension of their times, the Cold War and the '68 revolution is totally reminding me of the polarization of today. Also, I'm interested in what has art to do with it? What has art to do with all this? And does the revolution eat its own children? Because Roska died young, my mother got depressed. I have questions like that. But maybe we can look at the trailer, because we are very, I don't want to spend more time on this. It's not a trailer, it's just few scenes. I'm gonna work with the material from the RAI. They made Roska's films, and also she made episodes for the television in Italy called RAI. And it's very interesting. They were actually documenting, she and Manrico, her husband, they were documenting the political movements in Iceland. And I'm using that material to illustrate the story as well as their artworks. So they have few footages, and also there are some interviews that we're probably not going to use, but you can just throw it out and we see. It's a link. Yeah, so maybe I can keep on talking while she's looking for the aid. Rappa told me not to talk too long, but yeah. Also in this, it's also the question about the role of women, because at that time because it's interesting when you have like artists in the dawn of the big changes in the world. Art in itself is progressive, and therefore artists are quite interested and open for this. But in the same time, like both of them, I felt like they were trapped in the old system. So they had one foot in the future, like in the new days with liberation of women, but the other leg was totally in the old system. And this, I think, inside of both of them, they were torn apart. So it's a lot about, maybe the name of the film is not Sisters, maybe it is Rift or something like that. Do you have it? And I have been to Rome. I was in the pandemic in Rome and meeting the old friends like Carlo and her lover for all her life, the Roska's life, Manrico Paolettoni, but okay.
Það sem var að ske 68, það var uppreisn ungs fólks gegn stefnu Bandaríkjamanna í Víetnam og baráttunni gegn veru Íslands í NATO.
they found the body of Aldo Moro just nearby our place, Piazza Organica. Well, just around the corner, First Street, you know. But in the same place there is the Communist Party building.
Róska, hún átti til svo margar hliðar. Hún átti til mikla blíðu og hún átti til mikla hörku. Hún átti til að vera skilningsrík. Hún átti til yfirgang og hún gat verið mjög heillandi. En svo kom stundum að hún fór yfir ákveðin strik.
Per i delegati dell'avanguardia, questo è il fatto!
We discovered a new reality, some kind of spirituality. Most people use the psychedelic substance like LSD, mushrooms, mescaline, the hashish, and only after there was a criminalization of all these things. And all this drug affair fall in the hand of mafia, and then came cocaine and after heroin, and it was a political decision to allow heroin to spread, because this was stopping left movement, the movement that was against the Vietnam War. So the police was very hard to repress people who smoke hashish, but they let people who take heroin almost free. There was not a problem.
Welcome back. Thank you. So where are you? When are you? What are you doing next?
We are going to apply to the Film Fund once we have developed the project a little bit further. Yeah, so right now we are seeking co-producers in Europe, and also, yeah, we have to develop the storyline a little better.
Same question.
Some questions?
No, same question.
Same question.
Yeah.
Well, yes. Because it's my first film, so I am figuring out what to do and what is my way, you know, to work with this material. So it's we are in the process, like Rappa said, of developing, and we need time for that to kind of be totally doing what is the right thing to do. And I don't know, we've taken many interviews because people are having cancers, getting Alzheimer or whatever, so we had to interview Birna Þórðardóttir and Ragnar Skjálti. Maybe they will not be in the film at all, you know, but so we have been also collecting material, but it's now the question and I'm very interested in the archive material, and I'm very interested also in details like, why did they die? When I meet Massimo, you know, her friend, when you see photographs of these people, half of them have died. And he has this conspiracy theory that we have here, like the cocaine, it was like a efnavopnaárás, it was like a chemical weapon that was used to get rid of the left wings. So I'm interested in details, so it's also the question about finding the hierarchy, so I'm working on the script and the kind of a spine of the film. So, you know, you have to know what is, because there are so many interesting details. I could make a series, we could make 8 films, you know, because everything is like totally interesting, but then you have to kind of, you know, all know about this, and this is probably where I am right now. We have a lot of material, maybe 70% of the material we already have, or no, we don't have that. If I'm using the archive, but we have some footages we will not be able to use, you know, even though we have them. You know,
right,
so.
it's a very promising documentary.
Thank you.
Wonderful. RIFF TV, thank you.
Yeah,
We will
you.
do next time. Yes. Oh, good luck. Thank you. So, the next project, it's a sci-fi series called Visitors. I don't know who is here. It's Icelandic, the Asgeir Sigurðsson, you are here. Producer Anton Karl Christensenis. That's it?
Yeah.
Okay, welcome.
Thank you, Frederick.
And it's in post-production.
Yes, we recently started post-production on this series, so we have a little slideshow if it will come up. But yeah, my name is Asgeir Sigurðsson. I'm the series creator.
And my name is Halldór Ísak Ólafsson, and I'm the producer.
Yeah.
Gestir is a comedy drama with a little sci-fi element, and I'm gonna let Asgeir talk a little bit about the idea and story.
Yeah, let's see if we get the slides up, but if we can't, it's no problem. I'll just talk around it. Yeah, this is also fine if you can just have it like that and just scroll to the next one. Yeah. All right. Yeah, so this is my first series. The logline is one night stand goes awry when the participants realize the morning after that their bodies have switched. So it's kind of a Freaky Friday concept with a body switch comedy that is, I think, maybe the first of its kind in Iceland, I'm not sure. So it was kind of a hard project, both on production and like acting side. But we come from more of a drama background, having released our film Come to Harm internationally last year. So going into comedy for us is kind of new territory, but we knew we wanted to do something fresh and kind of culturally relevant to Iceland. Yeah. Yeah, so the series is about this young man whose name is Adam, and Eidís, who's the young lady, and they kind of meet on a dating app, which is kind of, like I said, culturally relevant, and then they meet at the outskirts of Iceland and have a kind of a flirting situation. And they go home together and, sleep together and whatnot, and in the morning after, when they wake up, they find out their bodies have switched, and the rest of the series, they have to kind of plan out the mission to switch their bodies back, and there's a lot of things that happen, and they attempt to go about their regular lives, everyday regular lives, having this new thing happen to them, and. This series is shot in anamorphic. It was kind of, from the beginning, something we wanted to do, and it's really fun seeing, these new up-and-coming projects, more like playing with the TV format, because, the kind of general audience is kind of not used to having, black bars on their TV and stuff like that, but we praise the new development in TV because, it really makes the filmmakers get to explore more, and So just next slide.
This is the very dry and boring project information slide. I'm gonna talk a little bit about the genre. It's a drama comedy with a grounded sci-fi element, and so not to get any misunderstandings. This is not like a Star Trek or a Doom situation. It's more, we interpret it as more regular people dealing with extraordinary circumstances, and obviously extraordinary circumstance being the body switch. The format is 5 times 20 to 25 minutes. so it's a perfect binge watch over the weekend. And it was commissioned by Síminn Iceland, one of the biggest cable networks here, and produced by Ljósfilms, our company, which also produced, Come to Harm, as Ásgeir said. Maybe next slide, thank you. Here are a few stills that should give you a great idea of the look and feel of the show. It's still very much a work in progress, but it looks nice, I think. I want to speak a little bit about the cast. We have a really fantastic cast. Obviously, our very own Ásgeir Sigurðsson is playing one of the leads and did so fantastically, in my opinion.
Thank you.
We also found Diljá Pétursdóttir, the Eurovision star. She came and auditioned for the role and was a great talent, and this is her on-screen debut. And we're very excited for the general audiences to see her. We have a great supporting cast, Arndís Hrönn from Ráðherra, that you saw earlier, and Victor Benoni from Beautiful Beings as well as many other fantastic supporting actors. And I want to give a quick mention to our very talented cinematographer, Anton, who made sure that all of these great talent looked nice. So
Yeah, so we have not a teaser, but like more of a scene from the first episode that we want to show you. Like we said, we very recently started post-production, so we put it together. It's not a finalized scene, and unfortunately it does not have subtitles because it was just kind of a crunch. But it has the international language of flirting. So most people should really just know what's going on, and we have a kind of an unexpected event at the end of the scene. So I think we should just try to play it.
Hérna er Lena sem þú fæddist með. Þeir konur í alveg. Hérna, besta er hjartarina. Sem segir, já. Ok, sjáðu hvernig hún tegir sér hann og sveigir hérna niður í endan. Já, sem myndi að ég sé frá hann lotto. Það virkar ekki alveg þannig. Ok. Margir elskendur. Mörg sambönd. Fólk hefur komið og farið. Erfiðir skuldbindingar. Komið. Stundum líka þegar ég var einhver meður. Smá breiður. Það er alltaf að hugsa. Þú skoða svo einstæð móður. Sko, einstæð móður er svona hluta ástæðan. Ég var að koma hingað þannig að þú að segja mér að þú var aldrei að komast upp. Stundum. Ég. Þú er þú. Við þurfum bara mismunandi leiðir.
you. One last word.
Yeah, just if there are any questions or anything, you know, it's, like I said, it's not really finalized. We kind of just put it together for this, but we're starting post-production now, and there's just a lot of work ahead, and we release or we broadcast in Iceland in February in Sjómar Símans. Yeah.
Yeah, we're still working on international distribution. We've had a few talks, but yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great. Thank you. Good luck. This is one. So the next one is a film in post-production called Skinny Love. I'm sorry. Director Sigurður Anton. I think he's here. Welcome. Hello.
So yes, my name is Tony Sigurður Anton, and I made this movie that comes out in January. It's in post-production. We got a post-production grant from the Film Fund. They loved it, as far as you know. But it's about a young woman who is in an open, long-distance relationship with a Polish girl who lives in Poland and is a geochemist. And everything is kind of fine until her girlfriend says that she has been offered a project in Iceland for a year, and she wants to come and live in Iceland, but only if they close their relationship and become more traditional. That kind of starts an anxiety spiral for our main character. And it's a movie about anxiety, cultural anxiety, about kind of living in a world with a bleak future and late-stage capitalism. And but it's very funny. It's a dramedy. It's a drama comedy. And yeah, we have this is one of the posters, and it's produced by Julius Kemp from KSA, and yeah, we'll be out in January. We have some stills and a trailer or teaser. And yes, he works as like an OnlyFans model also, which is very clear in the teaser. They kind of focus on that. But yeah, that's our main character and her girlfriend. And that's her friend, who's also a model named Kriya. And this is a 15-year-old girl who works with her in a record store, who's yeah, has her own kind of issues. And this is another friend of her. And yeah, then we have the this is from. But yeah, and we have. I just picked some stills. There's no rhyme or reason. So yeah. And then yeah.
I really like you, you know that, and I miss you every day.
So what do you think about her doing porn?
Honestly, I want her to do whatever makes her happy.
Hafið þú spáð í því að það henni ólegt það sem þau eru að gera?
Unglingar í dag hafa lifað í heimi þar sem klám hefur alltaf verið mainstream. 14 ára stelpur að taka myndir af sér á nærfötunum og senda og fá nútsir frá sama tíma. Þú ert vonandi ekki að segja að fólki frá barnavagana frá híum sem þú ert að vinna með sé að gera klám?
Nei, þetta ekki, ég er ekki snill.
Þú veist, ég hafa gert mistök þegar ég hættaði skóla og byrja að gera þetta í staðinn.
Eins konar ást.
Þau pröfa bara að fróa þér.
Ég fróa mér á hverjum degi, Júnía. Það er starfið mitt. Snýpur mér með vasknúmer.
Yes. I forgot to add the music in the teaser and in the movie is made by a band called Kvikindi, which is a great electronic rock band, and yeah, it's a great movie. So I don't know. Any questions? Anything?
No.
Can't wait to see the film. Yeah, it comes out in January, middle of January or something like that. So we're deep in post-production right now. Yeah. So yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
The last project is another film in post-production called Top 10 Must. So maybe Olof B. Torfa is here. Yeah. Hello. The director of Last Summer. Welcome and tell us a little bit about the film.
Yes, thank you. My name is Olof. I am the director and I also wrote the script. The film is about these two women, one young inmate who has kind of been in and out of prison all of her adult life, and then a middle-aged woman who is a struggling artist and has kind of lost the purpose of life, and she takes the drastic decision to try to end it. And once that goes very wrong, she decides to maybe she should make it a little bit a bigger thing. So she makes this list of top 10 must things to do before she kills herself. And she's planning to end her life in the Eastfjords because she's never been there. And at the same time, the inmate gets news that her baby daddy, who lives in Egilsstaðir, is requesting to let his new wife adopt their child. So she escapes prison, and Faith will have it that they end up in the same car and go on this adventure to fill out the list. So maybe you just show. I'm sorry, I have one scene in this that is very tiny, but it's not subtitled, and I'm so sorry.
hugmyndir til að gera. Svona listan.
Láttu mig fá peningana, þetta er rán!
Shit! You're coming, man! Oh my god!
Þetta er raunverulega. Já, takk. Ég er að ræna þig. Láttu mig fá peningana í kassan.
Já, ok, græði það.
Það er ekki það?
Já, nei, við eigum ekki verið að leita neina hetjurna, sko. Við erum bara að gera svo rængi segir.
Já.
Það er ekki bara að deyja hérna fyrir einhverju sjokku.
Olaf. So without subtitle, I understood the tone, and it's very funny.
Yeah, it is a dark comedy. This is, we just finished shooting like 2 weeks ago, and so it is in post-production now. It's just in the editing room. We are hoping to finish by the end of January, then we kind of want to try to get it into some film festivals, and we are looking for distribution outside of Iceland as well. So if you want to talk, please talk. Yeah, that's all I have to say.
What is the idea of the rock punk song? Is it all along? Is it recurrent?
It's kind of based on the older character who is kind of an outsider. He was punk rather than disco, and that's kind of what we want to put into it. And I have as the score of the film is like this old 80s, 70s punk.
Okay. Well, so when the film will be ready?
I'm hoping the film will be ready by the end of January, but it will be in theaters in Iceland next fall, 2024.
Okay. Thank you. Good luck, Olaf. Thank you all. Good luck for all your film, and see you very soon. Thank you.